He has created history, becoming the youngest grandmaster in the history of the sport of chess. He joins us live all the way from Budapest, Abhimanyu Mishra, who has taken the chess world by storm. Abhimanyu, firstly, many, many congratulations and thank you for being here on Times Now.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Starting with, you've been in Budapest for over 2 months now with one aim, one mission to become the youngest grandmaster. Now that has been achieved. How do you feel?
It feels amazing. But yeah, as you mentioned, we've been here for the last 2 months. So it was like it's like a war because my mom and sister, they're at home alone. We haven't been able to go back for the last 2 months because every single day there's a game. So it felt amazing to finally achieve, and this huge burden that was there that I need to break it is finally over.
And tell us a little about how it started for you. What I know is that you started solving puzzles at the age of 5 to being one of the 15 kids in the Kasparov program. How did it start for you? And, just a little bit about your journey.
Sure. It started when I was 2.5. My dad started teaching me how the pieces move. But okay, up to 5 years, like it took me another 2.5 years to fully understand all the rules of the game. And by five, I played my first tournament. So that's when it started. And yeah, this Kasparov Foundation that you mentioned, it was also a great learning process because it was amazing to be in the same room as Gary. Mr. Kasparov he has amazing energy, and his level of understanding is unparalleled.
And who's been your role model, your inspiration? Who do you look up to in sport?
Yeah, I look up to Magnus Carlsen. I mean, the way he's been dominating for the last 10 years after becoming world champion is amazing. I mean, it's been only a very few cases where people are able to come close to them.
And, the record that we're talking about, you breaking it at just the age of 12 years and 4 months, was a record that was kept by a Russian for 19 long years of 12 years and 7 months. So in Budapest, when you were there, was it playing on your mind that I have 3 months, 4 months to, get to this record, become the youngest one?
I mean, okay, when the game is going on and stuff, I don't think about these things because then I would think more. I would waste my time on that, and I would play worse. So I mean, when things were going on, I wasn't thinking about it. Like there was no time to think about it.
There's no time to think about it. And when you became the youngest grandmaster in the history of chess, there were a lot of celebrations back home here as well in India. You have your roots in India. Tell us a little bit about your Indian connection.
My parents are, I was born in US, but my dad was born in Bhopal and my mother was born in Agra. And actually after I became youngest grandmaster, from my dad's home in Bhopal, they invited some people. So that was part of the celebration.
Okay. And Abhimanyu, if you talk about, COVID-19, it's affected the sports world pretty badly with tournaments across sports being cancelled and the sports persons are suffering a lot. But for you, at such a young age, how was it to handle, tournaments being cancelled? And I read about you that for 14 months you had to deal with, a period where there were no tournaments. So how was that for you? And are you now getting back to the normalcy of tournaments?
I mean, of course, for those 14 months, it was completely terrible because when I became IM, I was hoping to break this by a bigger margin because I had so much time. But COVID-19 came in, and yeah, so for 14 months, I wasn't able to play anything. But in that time, I was able to learn a lot of things. So when the tournaments finally opened up, I was able to use everything, and the results started coming. So, but yeah, I mean, it was a big stop in the middle.
And what's next for you, Abhimanyu? What are you focusing on? I know you spoke about missing your mom and your sister back in the US, but I think you have a tournament to look forward to before you can go back home.
Yeah, after a few days, I have to go. I'm going to play the World Cup in Russia. In Russia, it's it's a very, very strong. Of course, it's very, very strong event, and like all the top players are coming. I look forward to playing against my first round opponent, Varojubala.
And Abhimanyu, what would you say about the contribution of your parents to your career? Mom in US, dad is traveling with you to Budapest. He's been here. How important has that been for you? That kind of support that you've got from them?
Yes, it's the backbone of my chess career. Without that, I don't think I would go anywhere. Because I mean, there will be no coaching, there will be nothing. So, of course, it's the biggest role. So, he's helped me a lot. All my work.
And what has been your favorite memory or so far of your chess wins? Yes, we know this will be obviously on the top list of becoming the youngest grandmaster. But are there any special moments that you look back to at the journey that you've had up until now, which is just starting? You're just 12 years old. Let's remind everyone that time and again.
I mean, apart from this, maybe it's the time when I became the youngest international master 2 years ago. That was also a very, very fond memory.
And where do you see yourself, going forward in terms of your career? You've achieved this. What's next for you in terms of records, or do you not think like that? How does it work?
I mean, my next goal is okay. The top goal is to become world champion one day, but the next goal is to reach 2,700 FIDE and become a super grandmaster.
And we have a chess champion, world champion back home as well, Vishwanathan Anand, and I saw his tweet also praising you. Have you had any conversation with Vishwanathan Anand, sir, or that hasn't happened as yet?
Not yet. I wish to meet him though.
Okay, you wish, but no. Okay. And Abhimanyu, I know you're very busy with a lot of requests for interviews, but before I let you go, I just want to know how does a life for a 12-year-old, grandmaster look like? Because all the 12-year-olds I know are either busy planning their video games or, they're doing their homework. How does it work for you? What does your day look like?
I mean, my day for last around 1.5 years since COVID took everything away and there's like no school, nothing. I mean, yeah, I also didn't go to school this year, so it's like full day nonstop chess.
And if it were normal times, even then, how would your day look like?
Yeah, even then, like, okay, I didn't go to school this year. I mean, we took a year off since I finished two grades in one. So yeah, there's nothing else. Even at home,
play games or chat with your friends or read books. I read somewhere that you're just starting out on Harry Potter.
Yeah, I was in the middle of reading one book.
Huh.
But yeah, mostly there's no time for anything else.
It's just
like
chess.
Even if it's there, it's very, very less.
Thank you so much, Abhimanyu, for taking out time to speaking with us, and wish you all the best for your future endeavors.
Thank you for having me.